Good morning, happy Friday. How you all doing out there in sim racing land? Let's start with Amir. How you doing, Amir?
I'm doing good, buddy. It is Friday, and it's the start of the weekend. I mean, I don't know. For the past couple weeks, every day has been my weekend, so it's been. So I can't sit there and say like this is I'm happy and excited for the weekend, but I am. I am super happy and excited for the weekend. It's the time where get to go out and do some things, and Sundays we get to have our racing going on.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. What?
How about you, man?
I am doing A-okay. Working on a bunch of things. Life getting closer and closer to being normal again. And in fact, today I'm going to go do some fun stuff. So we are going to keep today's show short. God, I'm losing my mind. Today's show will be a little short. I'm going to go off and do some fun things today, so I apologize for that. But luckily, not a ton of news. So if I can just stay away from the rabbit holes, we'll be able to get this wrapped up, and I'll be able to get out there and start my weekend early as well. I'm quiet. Is that right? Let me, Mike, check.
My mic.
I wonder if Windows, you know how Windows every once in a while just changes the microphone to like 60%?
Yep. Yeah. It's the same thing, man, because like every time like I start wanting to do, I don't know if it's like Microsoft or just the computers in general, because like when I try to do like videos through OBS, record videos and stuff, like sometimes my audio is synced up perfectly, and then sometimes it's not, so then I have to go into the editing software and then realign my voice to my lips and everything, and just, oh my god, like why can't it just not be work once and be done with it?
Seriously. I think even you are. I just turned you up a little bit. I turned my volume up. I think we got it. Oh, there we go. I think everything's cool. I think we got it sorted. Yeah. You guys can tell me if it's all messed up. So
how's it going? Yeah. Go ahead, but continue, buddy.
My camera's a little high here. Let's Put that
Oh,
down.
well, you just, I'm going to greet everybody that's in chat. So.
All right, you do the greetings.
Yeah, we've got, hey, everybody. So we've got Callum in the chat. Hello, man. Brandon Waters. We haven't seen Brandon Waters in here in forever. I'm glad he's able to catch the show with us.
Hey,
We got
Brandon.
same with Road Rash HD. He's able to catch the show today. And then we got Joe Antonio. We've got Daniel here. We got Connor. I am muted now. What? I should not be muted.
No, you're not muted. I see your audio.
Oh, that Joa guy just messing with us.
Joa is just trying to make me make adjustments for no reason. He's just trying to make me lose it. That's all.
All right. But yeah, for everybody that's here,
Max.
and it's not talking in chat, just sitting here listening. Welcome to the show, and hope you're having a great day so far. And thank you for joining us as we chat about the sim racing news that's going on. And hi to Anthony Morano, he just posted.
Tony.
Yeah.
Batman. That's Batman. He's Batman. Awesome. Yeah, lots of people here. Good Friday to everybody out there. Good weekend coming up. We got our race coming up. Max, could you really, you just need never-ending attention right now, huh?
I was like, Dad, please pet me. It's my time.
He is just... yesterday he was literally just staring at like the wall and barking at it, and I was like, oh, come on, buddy. What's up? What's up, man? All right.
He is getting to that age now where, I mean, yelling at the sky or yelling at the walls nowadays.
That's what I tell him. I'm like, you're just an old man yelling at the kids to get off your lawn. What are you doing? Come on, buddy. Keep it together. Keep it together, man. All right. So, you had the video of the week.
I did, yeah.
Affordable and foldable. I feel like we've done some affordable and foldable rigs. But I've never seen a rack GTing.
Yeah, it's the Rating Challenger 301. I didn't do, the sitting at the beach like he did with, I think, was it the play seat one? It's essentially, they're essentially the same rig. For me,
similar.
it's Germany. It's cold and rainy and clouds. Like, I can't be outside with it. So, I had to be inside with it. But yeah, it's for a starter rig, and I think that's something that we kind of lack sometimes here on the channels. Like, we don't really do a lot of starter stuff for people that want to get into sim racing. And so this is something that kind of for us, as we're trying to grow our audience and try to help them make some good decisions. Now bringing in like starter level type stuff versus like the high end expensive stuff that we normally do.
Yeah.
And I do have another rig from them. It's more of a wheel stand that should be coming out hopefully next week, I think, too. I just filmed most of the B-roll footage and everything, and now I just gotta edit, put everything together, and then I can move on to like actually building my second permanent rig. Use that for flight and all the other stuff too. But yeah, it's for a starter rig, it's fairly decent. It's comfortable. Like, you kind of said it like in yours with the play seat. Like, it's just sitting there, like sitting in a folding chair at the beach. And this is what this chair really kind of felt like too. It was really
sure. Well,
it was really good, especially for my size too. Like, it was pretty comfortable for my size.
The other thing is, I've noticed that, they market them as fold-upable, but, like, once you put all your gear on it, it's kind of hard to fold it up. Like, if you had, like, really small, like, if you had, like, a T300 maybe, where the pedals are small and the base is small, maybe you could fold it up a little better. But, like, I always was putting, like, like you did, an R12 and some substantial pedals on there. And it's like, in those conditions, it only folds so small, to be honest with you. But it does fold up slightly smaller, right? And so, like, it's not just a beginner rig in this case, because they truly are, like, if you are compromised for space. Like it doesn't disappear. It's not like that kind of fold up with the gear on it. But, if you had roommates, if you had to run this in your bedroom and didn't want it, in the way all the time, it's like, well, you could partially fold it up and just scoot it over the corner. And even with heavy gear, because again, a Moza R12's a heavy base. You had a good, set of pedals like you did here. And, now your rig weighs 100 pounds, so you can't just like pick it up and move it. Like, the rig itself weighs nothing. So, like, on its own, you can just throw them in the corner quite literally, but with components on them, it's easy to get it into the corner and out of the way.
Yeah, and it's a good rig too. like usually like here, like for example, like in Europe, like apartments are much smaller than than apartments in the States. Like for example, like if I look at the closest city next to me, like a lot of their apartments are one bedroom apartments, or some of them are just like just no, everything's just it's just one big room,
Right.
and you don't have enough space for a dedicated rig. You need something where you can just sit in front of the TV, and then when you're done with it, take it out, put it out of the way, and stash it away somewhere. Like this is something that's really good for people like that. Um, to if they want to enjoy sim racing and whatnot. So, and it's gonna be the same thing with the wheel stand too. As I do that, it's another foldable kind of wheel stand that once you're done with it, you stow it away, and then keep your significant other happy. That way she's not coming to a living room and just seeing, oh, there's this massive triple monitor rig just making everything look all ugly and nasty. So,
Like I said, sim racing gear never passes the styling and
no.
decor group that many would want. And yeah, Brandon, well, yeah, moving a fully built R seat N1 loaded is near impossible. And I mean, my substantial rigs have always either lived on caster wheels when I've had wood floors, or giant carpet sliders. So like I have a full motion system with a profile rig on top of it, and I mean that thing weighs ridiculous amount of weight, and it will slide on my big carpet sliders. You got to push hard, but it'll slide.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, there are other yeah. I can't even imagine trying to actually move my rig, but like again, I remember distinctly. I had this one apartment. It was before any of the shows. It was when I was really into oval NASCAR racing, and I was running like 4 or 5 league races a week. And I was doing it at a desktop because there was no such thing as a rig. This was before Obuto, and I remember how sucky it was because I had to like literally convert from race mode to normal mode every time I want to use it. And if I left it up as racing mode, it basically made my whole computer useless and would upset my roommates. So yeah, it being able to do that is kind of cool. And much needed.
Yeah, definitely. No, you're right, and just like echoing what AJ McDaddy is saying, ISR back in the day, it used to be great for beginners, and I feel like with a lot of content that's out there nowadays, like it's kind of become forgotten because everybody's all about like, oh my gosh, I gotta here's my review of the GSI wheel. Here's my review of the Sim Precision wheel, or like these Sim Tag hydraulic pedals. But that's something like not a lot of people can afford or have space for to have on something. So
sure,
and something you and me, Sean, we've talked about too. Like we kind of want to get back to the basics too, and like and showcase like, hey, sim racing doesn't have to be super expensive. It can't, sim racing can't be for anybody and everybody, regardless of your budget, space. So like it's something that we kind of want to start getting back to, a little bit back to the roots of sim racing, helping people get started, right?
I mean, focus. I mean, I think honestly, quite honestly, I feel, and maybe I'm going to talk a little smack about all the others out there right now, and I don't care, whatever. We have always maintained and stayed with the beginner market. So how many different foldable rigs, how many sub $500 rigs have been on the sim pit? We've also never shied away from the starter kits. And now we've kind of, even a starter kit nowadays is direct drive, but we've always really left the door open and understand. And I feel that 99% of the content creators out there in the sim racing world are have gone supercar blondie, and it's like, well, supercar blondie is not going to show you a Honda Accord, which let's face it, all of us here are probably more likely to buy a Honda Accord than a McLaren anything. Right. So, and I understand the point and purpose of Supercar Blondie if you don't know who I'm talking about. But yeah, she's not going to show you something that's not $1 million car. And it's like, I get it. But like, if the only thing you have is that, it gives you just nothing for guidance when it comes to reality, which is, hey, I need a new car next year. And, I'd like to find some reviewers who focus on that. In the case of the sim racing market, if you're just getting into sim racing, it's like, well, good luck, because they're going to act as though it costs $8,000 to build up a rig. Yeah. Which it does not. Joe has his rigs on jack stands because realism.
Because people always steal his wheels and put them on jack stands.
Yeah. Yeah, how many DIY rigs have we done? How many shopping cart rigs have we done?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll pat us on the back for sure when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I mean, I'll gladly put my hands on a Moza Lamborghini wheel, don't get me wrong.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, you know, where I think, because I mean, I see comments all the time, like on the subreddits and on Facebook and everything, you know, where there's people are trying to get into sim racing. You know, they've been on a controller playing Forza or Gran Turismo. They want to try something different. You know, they want to get more into it, but they don't have, you know, a lot of money, or don't, you know, like I said, don't have the space or anything, and they need something to start off to see if they're actually going to enjoy it or not. I feel like that's kind of like a missing part in the sim racing world, because like and I see it on all the review videos too, where like people are always like, oh, that there's too much flex in this, there's too much this, where like it has to be rock solid. You know, if your pedals wiggle just a little bit, you know, here comes, you know, all the comments about people trashing it. Well, I mean, yeah, if we're talking about high-end equipment, sure, you might have, you know, some truth to what you're saying, but you can still have some really good equipment to enjoy sim racing at an entry level up to a mid level, and still have, you know, you're still going to deal with some of the things, because you know, less money means, you know, less, not, I want to say lesser quality, but you're going to deal with you're going to deal with some issues that might nag you or bug you. And so this is where, like, you know, I want to help out. This is like, you know, we help out the new guys that are trying to get into sim racing, and not just the people that have been into sim racing, and, you know, now they're focused on, you know, instead of just having equipment, now they're focused on what's the best equipment that they can get.
Sure. Well, and I think, you know, just to be fair, not everybody gets into the sim racing world with the same level of enthusiasm or the same needs to get something back out of it. You know what reminded me pretty well of this? I was testing the 598 Thrustmaster wheel. I don't think that's a secret. That wheel's out there. I mean, yes, I have one. I can't talk about it much, but I can't show it. But I mean, it's no you know, duh. Yeah, I have one here. And I was running some PlayStation, running some Gran Turismo. Mm-hmm. And even though that isn't my vibe, that isn't my scene, it actually really reminded me a lot, because I was just using a wheel stand that had a little bit of movement. I was just sitting in a chair at my living room TV, which was super comfortable, right? Because I'm in my living room, and let's face it, my living room is the most comfortable room in the house. You know, my sim room is awesome, but it's very serious. You know, but I'm just casually playing some Gran Turismo. I'm full rear-ending the AI, because who cares? And, you know, that right there, what I was doing, is a big part of what a lot of people in sim racing are doing.
Yeah.
You know, now most of us here are, you know, high-end equipment users running league races every week, and, you know, serious about our iRating and this and that. But, you know, I'm not even going to just say the beginning, because I don't think everybody starts at Gran Turismo on something simple. I think that used to be the case. Now, you get people, and that is like the pinnacle. That is as far as I'm going to go into this. AI abuse, absolutely. I am a violator of AI. All right. Also, this week, not going to go on into it much. I didn't get a lot of feedback. We did our live unboxing. So, live unboxings I can't do if it's something that's secret. So, the 598, let's say I had one. Let's just say I had one. I couldn't do a live unboxing until the embargo date is released for video content to come out. So, obviously, I would have to keep something like that really secret. Other things that if they've already come out or they're not secretive, we still might be the first to have them, but they're not secret, then we can do an unboxing. And I don't think everything. I mean, like right here, I have this little box. I'm not going to tell you what's in it. And it's a cool product. I'm not trying to knock it at all, but it's not anything different or unexpected or revolutionary. I don't think that would be deserving of an unboxing video. But we'll try to do more of that from time to time. It was fun. You guys got to ask questions during the video. You got to point out things that maybe it wouldn't have even occurred to me. So you actually help with the review process. And really cool stuff. And, I don't have it here. I'll be able to give away a code. We got a free...
Oh, yeah.
I have an ATS code for American Truck Simulator that I'm going to be able to give away to somebody. I forgot about that. Let me put that on the list. You guys know I keep a list, and you guys have helped me add to the list.
So I think what we got to do, you and me probably need to talk after, at some point, when you're done reviewing that Hori wheel.
Yeah.
And talk about, hey, let's set up some sort of ATS convoy stream, figure out how to do that so we can get everybody in our community in that, and just do a simpit convoy.
That'd be super cool.
So whenever
I told you guys to hit me up on Discord if you could figure out how to do it. Not a one person, not a one. All right,
we'll figure it out.
Brandon, we'll try to make that next Friday's show. How's that? I put it on my list, which increases. Nobody commented. We have chat. You see the chat? See, my list worked. That was number one on my list was chat added to the pit stop. There it is. Did it 5 minutes ago, by the way, just for the record. And then the other one, which I did 10 minutes ago, was we do have the rant cam. I have nothing to rant about, though, but we do have the rant cam. The other note was for something else having nothing to do with the pit stop, and now we have our ATS giveaway, which we'll do next Friday. I think. Is that right? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
All decisions are made by Amir. I'm not of sound mind.
Me?
So, yeah, I'm not of sound mind, so you may.
That's too much responsibility for me, man. I don't know if I can...
I can't have it. I can't have the responsibility. We'll never get anything done.
Right now, I'm trying to live the hippie life for a while.
All right. Well, we'll turn it to Tom. Tom can make all the decisions for everyone. So, iRacing released a development update a couple days ago, actually. This was just after our last show. Really big deal. So this is what the immediate and a little bit of long-term talk in this one. And, throughout the years, I've talked about some updates in iRacing are smaller and some are bigger, and it looks like the next one that we're going to see is going to be a pretty substantial update. Maybe not so much on the content. There is content. There usually always is. But I think this one we're going to see a lot more innards. The inner fixings and changes to the sim to make it even more detailed and layered. So I'm going to scroll through and kind of talk about a few of the things. 2025 Season 1 cars. We're looking at the new supercars. Both the Camaro Gen 3 and Supercar Ford Mustang Gen 3 will be released with Season 1. Pretty cool looking cars, I will say.
Yeah. They look a bit NASCAR-ish, yet street cars?
NASCAR meets
In a way.
GT3.
Kinda, yeah.
Looks like the kind of thing that they'd show up to SEMA at.
Yeah, exactly. They got, I'm not big into supercars, but I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited to try these out too, with just how these supercars look now.
And a little side note on this one: to soften the hit for recent purchasers of the current supercars Ford Mustang GT and supercars Holden ZB Commodore, we will be issuing credits to all who purchased those cars within 365 days prior to the release of the new cars on the 10th. Yeah, but I bought those cars years ago, not 365 days ago. Who would have bought? Anyway, okay. In addition, this POS, who the hell would pay money? Who the hell would pay good money for a BMW M2? I mean, what a ridiculous car.
Are you effing? Where's my rant cam? Are you effing with me? Best car ever. Shut your mouth. Shut your dirty California mouth.
I have heard from for real serious car people. So the BMW M3 is this sacred fucking car, right? Mm-hmm. But truth be told, they've gotten to the point where they've put too much horsepower in the car. And so for the size of the platform and the suspension, it's a great car. I'm not trying to talk smack about the M3. But from car people, I hear the same thing on the Porsche side, by the way. How the 911 isn't necessarily the best Porsche. Sure, they are the fastest. Sure, they make and charge the most. But that to a driver, it is not the best balanced, best driving Porsche. I have been told that the M2 is actually the best driving BMW made.
So this is I've driven all of them. So I've driven all the way back to like the 2002 M3, and I've owned M3s throughout my life. Dude, I sold my M3 so I can have an M2. Like the driving of it is so phenomenal. Like this is the thing I hate about cars, and I get why their manufacturers do that. The cars are just getting so damn heavy, and where they're just not fun to be like, back road drivers anymore, back road, cars anymore. And to me, the M2 just hit that itch. Like, I can drive on the back roads, have a lot of fun with it, then take it on track, freaking churn everything off, be a little drift demon or speed demon. But it still acts like a civilized car when I'm on the normal roads too. So that's where I think a lot of manufacturers nowadays are. Yeah, and they kind of made this car to bring in the crowd of the older generation M cars, and it's one of their best-selling M cars, and I love it, man. I played R Factor 2 for a lot longer than I probably should have, just because they brought the M2 in it, because it's so fun to drive, and I hope iRacing doesn't F up this car, and hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun to drive too in iRacing.
Well, you're going to have to give us first-hand knowledge on it. They're going to have a safety car variation as well. So not only the race car, but they're going to have a safety car BMW M2. So that's also coming to iRacing. We've got the Acura NSX GT3 Evo 22.
For a car that doesn't actually race anymore. Good job, iRacing. Let's give these people a car that doesn't actually race anymore.
That's so... They've done that before. I was going to say typical, but they've done that before. Scuba's got an M2 comp.
Yeah, see? Best... dude, I'm saying, like... I mean, but yeah, I got so much crap from people from the BMW goes like, why did you downsize? Like, I didn't downsize. It's got all the internals of an M3 in a smaller, lighter package. Like, what's not to love about it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Somebody's saying the 85 M5. That was a great car. That's a beast of a car.
Yeah.
I had a good friend who had one of those. Hey, Terry, how you doing?
Yeah, we got Lee. Hello, guys.
Lee, you know what? Lee, it's first-hand knowledge. So I don't know if you know this, but I have a ridiculously horsepower Datsun 240Z. So despite having tires that you would never see on a Datsun 240, they're massive. I have 10-inch rims in the rear, 8-inch in the front, and the car makes about 450 horsepower. And the thing about it is the car actually on a flat, windy road can drive itself into understeer, because it can actually make the nose so light that the tires just don't grip the road that well. It's a great handling car, but it's actually over horsepowered. It cannot get all the horsepower down, and feathering the throttle is great, but it doesn't always give you the best results. So honestly, I think if that car was detuned 100 horsepower, it would actually have better drivability and actually maybe even be faster on the racetrack. Now, if it's a long straightaway racetrack, horsepower wins. But being able to drive the car through the corner is a combination of balance and matching everything. I disagree. I don't think that I think there can be too much horsepower. There are cars that are almost impossible to get off the corner without them wanting to turn themselves backwards. And, maybe if you have enough laps in the car and you know every idiosyncrasy about the way it drives, so you know exactly what throttle position to get off that corner, sure, I'm not going to argue that horsepower isn't always going to be requested. But yeah, I think that to make a car, especially when you're making, you know, it depends also. Are you making a car for a driver, or are you making a car for, you know, a race car, or are you making a real car? If you're making a real car, drivability becomes very important, you know. Just ask any Mustang owner. Oh, did I say that? I did, Mustang owners. I said that. I did say that.
I mean, it doesn't matter how much
Hellcat owners, same goes to any Dodge owner. Yeah, you own a Dodge, you know what I'm talking about.
I say, like, it doesn't matter how much horsepower a Mustang has, as long, you know, if there's a crowd, it's going to go after the crowd, and so the Dodge is automatically going to win. So.
All right, and then we've got the Ferrari 499P. So,
yeah, the new hypercar.
The new hypercar. It's going to join the other hypercars, the BMW, the Cadillac, the Acura, the Porsche 963. Porsche, sorry, don't want to offend anybody.
No, and this is just the beginning of, I guess, like, now iRacing has a new collaboration with Ferrari moving forward too. So that's going to bring more Ferrari cars into iRacing. Like, supposedly they're going to be working a lot closer with each other, kind of like how iRacing already does with like BMW and Ford, I believe. Like, they're actually been working a lot closer with Ferrari on this. So this is just the beginning of that relationship with them too.
That can be very cool because.
Yeah.
Despite having some Ferraris, it has always kind of seemed like a kind of a standoff relationship. Like, yeah, we got this license and we made this car, right?
Yep.
All right. In addition, 2025 Season 1 tracks, we've got Thruxton Circuit in the UK. They're showing some of their curbing detail. Looking
3D curbs. Ooh, is that going to make it better than Rennsport's curbs? I believe. I
don't know. I don't know if you can. How can you? It's the best. Oh, excuse me. Max is trying. He likes to. He has a thing about like scenting. He like really spazzes out, like warming up and scenting the area he's going to lay down in. You guys can see him back there. Oh yeah, you can. There he is. Hi, Max. He can't even hear me. Look. Oh, yeah, you do. No, he's going to just eat himself. All right. I'm going to ignore that or I'll yell at him. All right. Hussett Speedway. We got some dirt oval. 3/8 mile dirt oval in Brandon, South Dakota.
Nice.
Ever been to South Dakota?
Never.
Yeah, me neither.
No, never.
I'll go through there one day, I'm sure.
Probably. I mean, on your way to the Chicago Sim Gaming Expo.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Unless you're gonna fly.
No, I was thinking of doing the Neil Peart thing and motorcycling out there.
All right, that'd be cool.
Because that's
do
how
like a
I
road
roll.
trip and live stream the whole road trip on your way to the Gaming Expo.
Live streaming is not always the best way to do something. I have learned. Nice town, perfect name. Yeah, I thought it felt familiar, Brandon. Okay, we also have a New Hampshire Motor Speedway refresh coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. And then a bunch of new features. I'm just going to go through. We got some debris refresh. So, like the marbles on the outside of the track kind of stuff. AI behavior improvements, tire model enhancements. Graphics engine enhancements. That's the one that scares me. Whenever I see that, I'm like, oh, I need a video card.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to use a potato PC with iRacing soon.
No, that looks like Long Beach, the Cinemark Theater there. Anyway, they're showing some graphic changes. What do we see different? Does anything look different? What looks different?
The colors pop a lot more.
Yeah, the orange is a little more vibrant instead of that pastel-y orange of iRacing. Yep, there is more pop. Well, that is a much needed improvement that hopefully won't cost too much frame rates. I mean, at least that part. Bump start. We'd hope to bump start when we debut the GTP race car category. However, it's a small feature and concept. Ooh, here, let's play this video.
I mean, yeah, that's something. Well, I'll wait till this.
That's it.
It's just a new feature. Like when they do when they start the race, like how not start, but like because GTPs in real life they have a bump start where that's how they get started up, and now they're introducing that into.
It was just the audio though. Okay.
Yeah, it's mostly like it's gonna be mostly more of a sound kind, a little bit more of a physics thing, but it's gonna be more of a sound thing. Like because iRacing, I'll say this, iRacing hasn't implemented the GTPs correctly,
Mm-hmm.
like how they're supposed to be. Like, for example, like in real life, the Acura or some of the cars would start off on electric power, like when they come out of the pits and everything, and then when they, right as they get to the pit exit, that's when the real motor kicks on and they can go off and start racing. Whereas, iRacing just does, oh, you're just getting full everything straight from the get-go. So like this is where like iRacing's trying to make it more like how the actual hypercars really behave.
Okay. Anything else you want to say on that?
Not on the bump starts. I'm excited for the future development stuff that's coming to iRacing though.
I'm sorry, I was just messing with you. All right. Ongoing future development. New Sim UI. Okay. User interface for those who aren't aware or hip. Looking at some overlay stuff. Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah,
That's actually the
really good.
That's actually like the I'm ready to race screen. That's
Yeah.
cool. And new in-sim UI release candidate design. So it looks like they're kind of making the overlays a little more fancy looking.
Yep.
That's cool. Didn't even think of needing that upgrade, but yeah, I'll take that.
No.
Looks like you can just sort of like move the windows, like they're actually windows on the screen versus having to hit the Alt K.
Well, from what I believe too, and people can correct me. I believe these are like now pretty soon eventually you'll be able to use these overlays on your streams too.
Okay.
So instead of having to use like Race Labs or all
Each
the other
one's
stuff,
got like its own IP address kind of thing.
I believe you can start using these on your streams too. Don't quote me on it. Like if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No, it
But I
kind of
believe
looks like it because
what
they're
I've heard from some
windowed.
people. Yeah.
So if they're windowed, then they're individual things, entities,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I don't know much about programming, but it looks that way. If looks could kill, they probably will. All right, some more shots of the. That's cool. All right, well that actually, that's something that has really been not given a lot of attention throughout the years by iRacing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that when we talk about iRacing being dated in various different ways, that this definitely has a more modern look to it and looks a little more snazzy and fun. Cool. All right. Anything we missed? Physics development.
And this is and I think you skipped over like how like the graphics this is going to be with the new graphics engine that they're working on. Like you see the difference between before and after how the graphics are looking.
Yeah, it's having a big effect on the ground, which to me is going to be potato DK.
Yeah. Using deferred rendering too, where you're going to have more accurate lighting on the track. So yeah.
Right.
Looking forward to. I mean, this graphics engine is not going to be for a while, but it'll be a really big game changer for iRacing. Now seeing like AMS2, Le Mans Ultimate, AC Evo coming out with how beautiful their graphics are. Like hopefully this will bring iRacing like in competition with them when it comes to graphics.
And even here they underline, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
The future of graphics and iRacing is frankly thrilling for us here and will transform iRacing for years to come. Oh,
it doesn't look like a sim from 2004 anymore.
I'm gonna sell my motorcycle to buy a fucking computer. All right, thank you, Brandon. Yeah, we're rocking the Air Force sweatshirt today. All right, so a bunch of physics updates, double precision physics calculations, better force feedback. Wow. Better contact patch modeling, better tire shape, better tire. Okay. Bunch of R&D work, race control features, save game features, future content. Oval racing fans, get ready. We'll soon enjoy a great number of significant oval racing editions, including Gen 4 stock cars, multiple ARCA manufacturers. From the ground up, Legends development, redevelopment, new NASCAR tire model, and IndyCar physics refresh, further collaborations, as we mentioned, with Ferrari. Additional scans have had their airline tickets booked, much more in the works. So, iRacing being busy.
They are, man. And just to note, because I know Joe was we're talking about how much he hates Australian tracks and how he prefer, he hates. Now that they're working on Adelaide. It's an old racetrack. I mean, this it's still used, but F1 used to race it back in the '90s.
Uh-huh.
But we're gonna see Adelaide here pretty soon in iRacing, and on top of it, we're gonna see Miami, the F1 track that where F1 races at. They're scanning and working on that too.
Here's another quote from them on this. Our track team is busy as ever, balancing work on new tracks, refreshing existing tracks, and rebuilding many tracks that have seen recent repaves. The next couple of tracks we're ready to share that are actively being worked on are PIR, aka Portland International Raceway, which anybody's race, that's a very important track.
Yeah.
PIR. It doesn't get the fame and recognition that it deserves, to be honest with you. And then the other, Miami International Autodrome. I see a little Hard Rock Casino, or logo there, which is brilliant, and a lot of people are going to be thrilled to get out on that track. Let's see. I think that's about it. They're showing.
That's right. Yeah, this week they're scanning Adelaide. So if you're Australian and you live in Adelaide, you can catch the iRacing guys out there taking photos and scanning Adelaide.
Worse than returned, they sued me, Joe. Misrepresentation. I did not read the word flat spot anywhere, Brian. That's interesting. No, I don't recall seeing the word flat spot. It could have been, though. I could have just missed it. There was a lot in that. I suggest you read it. You'll find it at the iRacing Twitter page. There's a lot, so if you're bored at work and want to check it out. Boxes Lap reporting that there will be a career mode, a single-player career mode being added to iRacing as well. The new mode will roll out in 2 phases, aiming to enhance the game's appeal to both newcomers and experienced racers. Phase 1, set for release in 2025, will bring AI championships to iRacing, and these champions players can blah, blah, blah. Phase 2 will introduce a full career mode with elements fans expect in a racing career, like grid girls and trophies, and I don't know. I'm just... All right.
Yeah, so they're talking about that this career mode is going to be first phase is a couple of iRacing races with AI, but they're going to then later on the second phase will be a full-on career mode, and that goes back into what you were saying earlier with the saving mid-race and everything like that, where they're trying to push hard for that offline. I want to say like offline because I think iRacing will always be online, but that single-player aspect where a lot of the other sims do. Now iRacing is kind of putting a little bit of focus on that too.
Yeah, much needed. You get a C rating, career rating.
Yeah.
Little tiny update, patch hot fix for Le Mans Ultimate. I pulled it up and I closed. There was only like 2 things. It was very specific, a couple little things, but little fix for it. Traxion has an article here. Anybody knows the team Motorsport Games, the people behind Le Mans Ultimate, is a troubled company. I think that's fair to say. I don't think I'm offending anybody by I'm not meaning that as a shot, but and they have been trying to sell itself basically to save whatever's left, I guess. And anyway, there have been inquiries. There are people and companies and groups interested in the acquisition, but as of now, there's really been nothing taking traction. So we still wait to see the fate. Third quarter this year, Motorsport Games reported a net loss of $600,000 compared to the net loss of $3.5 million the previous year and $2.1 in quarter 2 of this year. So they've done well at minimizing loss, but they are still losing money at a rapid pace. But they have a good product and a good team, so they just need to kind of, unfortunately, probably get rid of the burden of the debt that they're carrying, it would be my guess. And with a clean slate and LMU, I think you'd have something pretty cool.
I mean, it's a great sim. I mean, it still has its bugs and some issues that happen in it, but I mean, for the most part, like once you're actually out there and racing, it's a great sim to get out there and race, even like in multiplayer too. It has a great net code system. You can actually race door to door with a lot of these in this online system. The cars drive really great, and I really like how them and Kunos, like I think like with our, the Studio 397 guys and Kunos, they are really good at creating tracks that feel alive. And that's something, iRacing it just feels flat and bland
Static.
when you're racing it. Or static, yeah. Whereas, I mean, yeah, you see the trees swaying, but for the most part, it just feels flat and dead. Whereas I think Kunos and Studio 397, they do a really good job as bringing that atmosphere and making that track feel alive when you're racing. So, I mean, to me, it's going to be a shame if they don't find anybody, they have to shut down. It'd be a big shame. But I heard that this month or next month, they'll be releasing their first GT3 update, which will give one free car away. And then also, they're going to start doing the subscription model, which won't affect people unless they want to race in special events.
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah, Joe, that's one way of getting it done for sure. Rita, so big things coming to AMS2. They are working on the upcoming version 1.6 update. And this update's going to have some pretty significant additions. So another article, I was looking at that on Twitter. Traxian also mentioned it, but we're looking at, let's see here, Lamborghini Dream Pack Part 1, which is cool. Endurance Pack Part 2, and free cars coming in the update as well. 2 car models are receiving a free upgrade. The Corvette C8 Z06 road car has been replaced by the Z07, and the Corvette C3R from the GT Classics class gains an open top version. Nice. Oh, look at that.
it is, man. And I believe that what they're doing too, for people that don't, have AMS and don't know, so what they do too, for once the DLCs I think they do it before the actual official release of the DLC, but you get to try out the DLC for a couple days before official release, and then decide if you actually want to buy it or not. So
Test drive.
I believe now it's there. You can try out the first pack DLC right now, and then if you like it, you can end up buying it too.
There you go.
When it comes out.
So the Lamborghini pack will be the Lamborghini SC63, the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo 2, the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo Evo 2, and the Lamborghini Veneno Roadster. How do you say that one? Veneno?
Veneno? Sure.
Veneno.
Sounds Italian enough to me.
Veneno.
Veneno.
The Endurance pack will have the Alpine A424, the Rika 07. That's an old car. That's like...
Yeah.
The Liger, the Liger, the Ligier, JS,
the old LMP2.
The Audi R8 LMS GT3 Evo, the Corvette Z06. And free base game content, Audi R8 LMS GT3, Audi R8 LMS GT4, the Liger JS P320, and the Audi Quattro, and some upgrades as well. So yeah, big things coming to AMS2. Banana.
Banana.
Wow, car packs aplenty. Cars aplenty. The RaceRoom 2024 car pack DTM is now out. This features the new Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo 2. Didn't I just say that a second ago? The new McLaren 720 GT3 Evo. New version of Zandvoort. And a laser-scanned Sleben.
Yeah, this is that track that we tried racing with the last iRacing update.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. So, cool. RaceRoom expanding. Oh, here, wait.
I got
some video.
I know there's just too much content that we got to try out.
I'm going broke.
I mean, at least you can test drive with RaceRoom. You can test
as well,
drive
yeah.
Cars. But yeah, I was like, I mean, to me, still, they're not the real. To me, the real DTM cars are the, pre 2017. These are just GT3 cars, but I mean, it's cool, like how RaceRooms. I guess like they're trying to carve out like, hey, if you're a DTM fan, like we have all the DTM content, which is cool. Yeah, I guess like each sim's trying to specialize in some sort of race group. In a way, like I just don't know if DTM is popular enough nowadays to like warrant RaceRoom just chasing after them so much, not focusing on like IMSA, WEC, or anything like that.
Right. Well, it's their niche.
Yeah.
Niches work if those niches have big followings, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got a little teaser photo of cars coming into Gran Turismo. That looks like a Jeep. Looks like a Jeep.
I know. I'm trying to. I don't even know why I don't have the news articles pulled up.
You don't?
I sent it. I sent them to you. And I had
Black Friday deals everywhere. So I'm looking at one right here that happens to be Moza. But chances are, if they make hardware, they're having a Black Friday deal. And if they're not, they're kind of missing them an opportunity. So if you're looking for some gear pre-tariff, if you're looking for some I'm not going to act like shit's not happening. If you're looking for some pre-tariff electronic gear in North America, in America, I don't think everyone else, you might want to get your Black Friday deal right freaking now. Also, Moza is introducing their new Moza Service Center webpage. So that could help people who are having troubles with things.
I mean, to add to that, if you go to our website and use our affiliate links, you'll get even a further discount too.
Discounts on top of discounts.
Some of the companies are offering, the affiliate discount and their Black Friday discount. So if you're looking for new gear, just go to our website www.thesimpit.com.
And it helps us out, so I can upgrade my computer. Because I'll tell you what, if we don't get a computer upgrade soon, the Simpit's going black and white. All right, we're going black and white soon. All right, so we need support.
You can go black and white. I'll still stay in color.
Oh, I've already been overruled. All right.
I got enough horsepower to stay in color.
The old dude in black and white. That would be kind of funny, actually. Can we do that? Here, hold on.
Right.
Hold on. Can we fix this right now? This is my threat.
Uh-oh.
No, I can't do it here. I have to do it as a filter, I think, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Color correction, and then just remove all color. Is that what I do?
I don't know. I haven't done it. So I don't know. Or maybe you just go down to a single 27-inch screen. There you go.
Okay. This is my threat of the future. All right. I mentioned it. Hey, if you are looking for hardware, chances are it's on sale. Black Friday. SimMagic showing off some of their Black Friday deals as well.
There you go. Black and white.
$599 for the FX Pro, by the way. That's a super cool wheel.
Now you kind of remind me of that show, The Honeymooners.
Alice, to the moon!
To the moon!
Look at the reflections of the diamonds on the building. Yeah, we're going to... Next is subtitles. I like it, Brandon.
Oh, you're going to go old school Charlie Chaplin. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll be all... Thrustmaster is actually now doing pre-sales for their Hyper Wheel, the Hyper Wheel add-on. So they have it on their website. $399 seems actually pretty reasonable for that wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of discounts. A lot of really good discounts this year from everybody.
Ice Cream C.
Wow,
Ice Cream C just brought color back to all of your lives.
There.
There we go. There we go. Thank you, Ice Cream C. That feels so much better.
Wowie.
I should have saved the filter, though. Just deleted it. Hey, if you couldn't afford the active pedal, maybe you can on Black Friday.
This is our Black Friday deal, and there's only 100 units available.
Can you?
Only 100 available
Save
in the
from
US.
350 euros on a single active pedal.
How much is the discount?
Whoa, wait, 350? Save 350 euro.
Save from 350 euros on a single active pedal
drops
ultimate.
it down to...
Like 1,100 or something?
Sure. Okay, let's go with that. I'm terrible
All
with
the
math.
way to 1,300 on a set of 3 active pedal ultimates.
Wait, 1,300 for 3?
No. That's not true.
300 on
No,
a
it's
set
like
of
13. It'd be
3
like for
active
one.
pedal ultimates. The deal is all the way to 1,300
I mean, if it was 1,300 for
on a
3,
set of
for
3.
everybody would be active pedals. Yeah.
I think you save 1,300 on 3.
Oh.
That's the savings side,
That
not the
changes
cost
it.
side. That makes much
Ooh.
more sense. Anyway, I can't afford them, but maybe if you wanted to and were this close, you can get 350 off in Europe. That might be like 400 off in the States. I'm not sure. 100 units in Europe, 100 units in US, 50 for the UK. So get them quick if you're going to get them. Might not last till Black Friday. All right. Oh, I better mute this. I'm not going to lose monetization for that song. The Formula Wheel has LED buttons. This is VRS. So we're looking at their new wheel on their new base. I don't think this is the viable upgrade base. This is their new one they're paving the way for, right?
Oh, that's the one that they had at the Sim Expo.
Okay, yeah. And that's the old one below it.
Yep.
All right, so checking that out. We knew it was coming. Next Level has a new cockpit. They have so many different cockpits.
I know.
So this one is, I believe this is the wheel stand that I recently tested with the back half attached. They told me they're going to have a back half, so it's a inexpensive seat, not as nice as the seat you just got, and just something that attaches to what was just a wheel stand. So another cool one on Next Level.
Another option for out there for people. Yeah.
Now what's this Drift Master? Japanese Drift Master. The countdown is on.
It is.
JDM. Go ahead.
I tried it. No, I tried it. JDM. It's just
this is
a drifting game. Yeah, that's based off of Japanese culture. It's gonna have like a story mode and everything. A really cool game. I tried the demo. It was really, really cool. And unfortunately, like they didn't really say it on this post, but it got pushed from 2024 to spring of 25 now. But yeah, I was kind of looking forward to it next year to try it out because I tried the demo, and then they had an epilogue game for it too, Tail of the Dragon, and I think it was called Tail of the Dragon. I can't remember. But yeah, really cool drifting game for the guys that are into drifting. You know, unfortunately, you got to wait a little bit longer to try out Japanese Drift Master.
Spring 2025. We're way into the future. We're into the future, man. All right, let's see what else. Oh, okay, I meant to scroll up. This page caught me off guard when I first started looking at it. This is the Memento exclusives.
Oh, yeah.
Of Aston Martin. Not Austin Martin. Aston Martin.
Martin.
Anyway, what, I can buy a real Formula 1 car? Is that what they're showing me?
You can buy the show car. Well, the one that they put on display at the cars. At the show car, car shows.
No motor.
But down below.
But if you keep scrolling,
you
can buy this half car. It's not even half. That's like a quarter car.
That's the emotion sim. Yeah.
This is the Aston Martin Aramco Cognizant F1 Team AMR 24 Simulator. Look at that. We've seen this before. We've seen little teeny pictures of it, right?
And I did some research on it. You want to know how much you can buy it for?
110.
A little bit less. $110?
No, 110,000.
I mean, if it's Lance Stroll's car, maybe $110. But no, 75 grand for a half Formula One motion sim, and you have the option of either getting the Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso's scheme, or you can get Lance Stroll. But I don't think anybody will go for Lance Stroll. So I think everybody that has the money and wants this will go for, hey, I can have Alonso's.
Who in the hell
one car
would pick Lance Stroll over Alonso? I want to meet that person and then maybe laugh or have some words with them.
Well, so I mean,
Lance Stroll.
I'm sorry, I gotta put Joe on blast though, because I mean, for the amount of stuff he says out loud in our Discord and chat about how much he hates Lance Stroll, he really is a closet Lance Stroll fan. Like, I'm not saying that a birdie sent me photos of his hobby room, dude, it's all Lance Stroll. So I mean, this would be perfect for Joa.
No, it doesn't have the actual air ducts, so it doesn't actually have any of the sand, Joa. That usually gets caked into the radiators and things. So here, you can help fund Lance Stroll's dad buy this simulator. You know, because that's led to great things.
I wonder if it comes up with like breakaway parts for for Lance Stroll, like you can reenact his many crashes, or like, oh, the wing flies, as you're racing, you're racing Formula 1 24 and you hit somebody, the wing falls off in real life.
Or just it comes with a little of that built-in ruin the world nepotism, I think it's called.
I don't want to go that far. I just wanted to simulate real races where he's,
I told you I have to stop live streaming until I bust this cynical thing that's going on with me. I just can't stop it. All right.
Simmering, that's for people that those are for the Joe Rogans of the world that don't want to spend time buying, building things. These are people that just rich people that just want to buy something outright and just want it to work.
You know the guy who cranes a vintage Ferrari up into a 38th story apartment, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
That guy. This is for him, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's for people with like stupid money. Oh, never mind. I got it. Okay, we're moving on. Don't even get me going.
Moving on.
Oh yeah, Lance Stroll. Okay, okay. Show's over, everyone. We're going back to black and white. We're going back to black and white. I've lost it. I'm the financial. The finances. You show me a $75,000 Aston Martin sim with Lance Stroll's name on it, and I'm in black and white.
But dude, I mean, that makes me think, dude. Like, we're talking about immersion and everything. Like, how, like, this is probably something we could probably hey, make a sim pit rig that falls apart in real, in real life if you hit something in the sim.
I did. It was the shopping cart sim.
If you freaking blow your motor, smoke starts coming out of the back of your seat and everything. Or if you lose a wheel, like your rig tilts forward,
But sim rigs, see, that's the thing. Rich people don't build things; they just buy it. They don't mind paying that premium. That's yes, you could build that. You could build that for $22,000. But that's what rich people do. They actually pay extra to be able to buy something that nobody else in their right mind would buy. That's part of the game.
Well, it's also time. Like, they don't want to waste. They could, instead of wasting their time building something, that's time they could use to earn money. So that's how that's what rich people, in their mindset, how they think. Like, you think about like Joe Rogan or T-Pain, like those guys are like, very famous people. They didn't build anything. They just went to like Advanced Sim Racing or some of these other guys and says, I want this. I'll pay you whatever amount you want. I just want you to build it, make sure it works, come install it, and then I don't have to worry about anything. That's what those guys care about. They don't want to have to worry about doing things on their own because they'd rather use their time on other things.
Sure. Spatial. Lance Stroll gets Sean demonetized. Not just this stream. The likes of a Lance Stroll has made my entire life demonetized, Spatial Dragon. And I say it so openly because I'm assuming a handful of you out there can relate to what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Yes. It's just molded. That frame's just molded over a Deathmobile. Just some 2x4s and shit. Chris Bassett, as the sim build off happened, it's over. Amir won. No, I had to pull out. First time ever. And no, I ran out of space.
Are you sure it's the first time?
Yeah, I have no children. Wait, that would be the other way around. Never mind. All right.
Breaking. Sean's pull-out game is amazing.
Best.
The best.
But no, I just don't have the space, Chris. I was forced to move, and I don't have enough room to do that and everything else. So yeah, I had to pull out. All right, F124 celebrating the legacy of champions in season 4 at F124. So I mean, they're just doing an update to the game that's going to give you the Austin, not Aston, the Austin Pro Challenge. Oscar Piastri, I can never say his name. Challenge career Lewis Hamilton. Fit for a Champ, Abu Dhabi. Yeah, so they have a bunch of challenges coming into the game. Keep it going. All right, and then you got this pink-haired guy. This pink-haired guy put on a really amazing charity event. Had a lot of top streamers, had some professional drivers in there. And they raised 93,000 euro. Wait, that's pounds, not euro, isn't it? No, that's euro.
Yes. That's pounds.
For Mind Charity, which is a group that I assume is close to Jim.
They were racing that, Racers for Mental Health, and that's really good. That's awesome, man. They had a lot of famous people racing in it. They had Max Verstappen, they had Daniel Morad, they had a lot of had streamers there, real life racers. I mean, dude, be able to raise that much money for a really good charitable event, that's awesome, man. Like, yeah, hats off to to Jimmy and then everybody else that participated to help out raise this much money for a good cause.
And we did our own version. We did our own first annual Campbell. It was at the same time Veterans Memorial Foundation Veterans Day charity race from Road America Turn 2. I haven't watched the stream. I was so mid-pack, I doubt I made the stream very much, to be honest with you. But
you were in a couple of battles.
Yeah, I had a couple moments.
Yeah.
And I had a good-looking car. So that helps get on the stream usually.
Yeah, you painted an amazing car.
Man, I have gotten so good at painting.
I know. So great.
I
don't know. I think I had the pass of the race. That's just me personally.
I didn't see it.
No,
I was kind of busy.
You can watch the stream later and see the pass.
That
of the
looked like a
century.
pass right there. What's going on here?
It was more towards the end. It was more towards the end of the race.
Across the bow. I had a moment in the race that I thought somebody had kind of squeezed me out, and luckily I didn't say anything too horrible live at the moment. But it turns out it was the 39 car squeezing them out, and it was my fault. It was my fault, or at least I bared the brunt. It could have been chalked up to a racing incident, but honestly, it looked like I pretty much screwed up. And anyway, I got the worst of the damage. So anyway, that was a cool event, really fun, and support our group. All right, what? Oh, go ahead.
I was responding back to Scott. Yeah, for sure, Scott. I'm gonna check out the new content for AMS2 for sure. I mean, I think it's like a really big update for AMS2, so definitely I'll check it out. Unfortunately, we didn't get an advanced build copy, so we'll have to wait till release to actually check it out and try it out.
You got no wang. You can't drive with no wang. Let's see here. Joa's Wreck was on the stream. Nice. All right. What was I
John, they're not going to be GT3s. Those are going to be the supercars. I haven't decided yet what I want to do for the next league. I need to sit down and think about it, because I thought originally the Super Formula, I had a lot of great responses to the Super Formula Light cars, but then it became a no-show. So I got to sit there and rethink about what would be the best car option for our next series to get participation back up.
Oh, there was a crash. That was somebody's crash. All right, I'm scrolling through moments of the race. I was just entertaining myself watching Mustangs race. All right, Sim Pit Road Series. We're at Canadian Tire. Oh, yeah, that one. Canadian Tire Grand Prix. And it was Neil McDougall leading the race. Joa Antonio finishing in second. Andrus Slissons finishing in third. Amir Saad fourth. I finished fifth.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a pretty decent day. I started at the back, and I moved the way through. Then I had a big incident, and then I had to go back through the grid again. and actually had a pretty good good run in the end of the day. It was the best I felt in the car in a while since my hiatus.
You were good, man. There was that time. There was some points in the race here. You were catching up to me too.
I was. I can't remember. It might have been even Neil. There were points where like I had the leader or second place like 20 seconds behind me on the track because I had already pitted early, and I was basically matching their mid-race lap times, so they weren't really gobbling up and catching me. So I felt really good about it. Yeah. And in the amateur class, it was David Payne winning over Peter Lamb, Joseph Spacek finishing in third, Christian Clark and Ken Estep round out the top 5. With that, looking at our season standings, Neil McDougall with stretching his lead a little more, 238 points over 219 to Joa. Antonio, Andres Slisson sitting in third, Labano and Assad rounded out our top 5. And looking back to our amateur class, Wouter Van Morik leading the way with 189 points, Nicholas Batista in second with 174, Joseph Spacek in third, Brandon Carl and Phil Strutton are fourth and fifth respectively.
I just man, like missing one race, I lost so many points.
Yeah, you really can't miss a race in a season and have a chance.
I could still come back the fourth maybe. We got 3 more races left. Still got a chance at fourth. Scott, like, yeah, dude, it just sucks, man, with trying to organize a league is so hard, especially when you're trying to cater to the whole world. Like, like for me, like my nighttime, like if would be like Sean's morning time. Like, I would race at 7 p.m. Sean would be like 10 o'clock for you, right? In the morning. Sean?
What? I'm sorry. I was reading comments. It works great. Yeah, it works great for endurance racing. It works terrible for picking a select time, though.
So trying to find a time, like, unfortunately, the crappy part is we could only do it on weekends because of the amount of people we have, across, Europe and America. We'd either have to create. We tried doing an American-only league. We tried doing an EU league and ACC. That didn't really work out too well. So it just
like
it's
an
really
oval
hard,
leagues
man.
can do it because it's normally North America.
Yeah.
So having an oval league Monday through Thursday or Friday even is very good. I mean, our oval league runs on Monday nights. So, but yeah, if you're running a road league, it just immediately switches to a international audience or an international, driver list. John, that works in longer series, but we're usually only running 8 or 10 races in a season, so throwing one race out is like a good percentage of the year. I think that works when you start getting into like over 12 races in a season, maybe. I mean, it's something we could take into consideration. Or the other is, we're all racing fun. I mean, it's not like there's a contract on the line, so it's okay. You don't have contractual obligations,
Yep.
Do we want to look at sim rigs? I kind of want to get going. It's 10 after 9. We can look at a few. This one's pretty gnarly. I loved his comment, but let's just look at the rig first, and then we'll look at the comment because I think it makes it. So he's got the Quaife H-pattern shifter for starters. All right, so we know we're already into the world of ridiculousness. No, super high end. You can see he's got his wraparound wire wheels hanging because he's got multiple options to choose from. It's got this cool. Oh, we got a super zoom.
That looks like
SimiCube.
Yeah, it looks like he's using like SimCore.
Oh, SimCore, yeah.
I mean, this is probably like SimiCube rig. Not even SimiCube rig. That's probably something else. But he's using like the SimCore front mount attachment with that color. Yeah, that looks like a SimCore.
This almost looks like somebody resourced and purchased their own.
Yeah.
Or no, this is a very early SimLab, is what it is, huh? Isn't this an early version?
No, that's not. No, SimLab doesn't do the brackets like that.
I thought the early ones had these little generic square brackets and these.
But they didn't do.
angled.
They didn't do it. They didn't do it in black.
Okay.
They just started doing black a couple years ago before it was all silver. So it's got to be someone else. I don't know who.
Yeah, I saw the Alpha rim. Gotta love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a nice rig.
-4 for the Alpha rim.
So as we were looking at this really expensive rig, obviously, my relationship might not survive this, but I'm proud. Best ways to start off his day. He's got his coffee and his sim rig.
Yeah.
Mini can relate to that. Here's a nice looking Sim Magic setup. Motion system. Done for the year, he says. Yeah, right.
For the year.
It's only November.
For the year. Let's be honest. Like, people say they're done building their rig. They're never done building their rig. Never.
Just until they watch the next show.
Yep.
What do I upgrade? My buddy's setup this Christmas, and we're looking at a total desk setup. All right, Iona, let's see. Well, let's get a name. Anybody knows, or if Ison is watching, first things first, get rid of the swivel chair. You can't race in a swivel chair like that. Or at least make it so it won't roll. Oh, okay, It's got feet. It's got feet, not wheels.
It still could slide off the wood floors, like maybe like a carpet to go underneath.
Yeah, I would. And then your pedals look like they touch the wall. Is that the right angle for you? And then if not, let's attach those pedals to something. And then the FOV police, even though that's a giant TV monitor, you might bring it a little bit closer. I don't know. It's hard to tell. You might be fine. That's a pretty big TV in your face.
Yeah.
It is a TV, it looks like. And then beyond that, get your drum set closer, because why not? No. All right. No. Yeah. No. My only concern there. I mean, we've all been there, done that. I have no problem with the Logitech bolt-on rig wheel. I have no problem with Logitech pedals, but I like them to be. I always recommend putting something behind them so they don't move. But honestly, I'd have a roll of duct tape holding those to the floor, and something so that it can't move. So the duct tape permanently, because I don't want them moving left or right. I can't race in a swivel chair. No way. No how. All right. Let's see.
Actually,
go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's actually the issue I'm running into with this wheel stand right now. Is like I'm using this swivel chair with the wheel stand, dude. That whole there you go, like the moving of the chair. Yeah,
right.
It's not conducive to racing.
When I wheel stand, I grab one of my dining room chairs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as comfortable. It's not as comfortable because they're like 90-degree chairs, but it doesn't move.
I mean, I just wanted to use this because it's got the feature where you can put one wheel, on the rig. It's got that little hole where you can put the wheel in.
Yeah.
For moving back and forth.
Yeah, but it still swivels.
But it doesn't stop your chair from swiveling, right?
Right. I used to have one that had a lock for the recline because it was one that just reclined automatically, just if you, and it had a lockout for that, but no lockout for the swivel.
Yeah.
I bet a vice grip would do it.
Yeah.
New York City sim room ready for enthusiasts. Cool. Okay. Not sure if they didn't say much about that. Are they charging or just inviting us over? Here we got I love these. The classic. I bought a dash from a junkyard and a seat and a center console, and then put a Moses setup in it. Look at the dash though. That dash is all lit up like it actually works. Got the cluster to boot up and got the other accessories to power up.
I mean, yeah, you can connect that stuff to SimHub if you know how to wire things, and get it actually working. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. We can look at more rigs, but I got to go do some fun things. Not that looking at rigs isn't fun, but no, I did make a promise to myself I'd keep today's short show a little on the short side. We're still at 1:20. It's not like we said hello and just cut and ran. Anything on your mind? Any thoughts, Amir?
Yeah, just for you guys before we get into the goodbyes and everything. If you're in our Discord, we have a channel called I'll bring it up. 2025 Sim Gaming Expo. So we have our good friend George. We've talked about it on the show before. He's creating a Sim Gaming Expo in Chicago in September of next year. That's going to encompass sim racing, sim trucks, sim flight, sim anything you could think about, right? And we're trying to help him out and help plan, coordinate things, and come up with ideas for everything. So we have in that channel, I made a post in there just to try to drum up ideas on what you guys would like to see, because his biggest thing for this sim gaming expo is he wants it to be, for the fans, by the fans. So if you guys have any ideas or thoughts on what you'd like to see at the sim expo, drop a line in our Discord, and help us out, come up with like a really good program for everybody. And it could be for anything. It could be, what kind of discussion panels you want to see. What kind of, do you guys want to have like package deals with tickets, hotels, and things like that? Anything you could think
what
of.
Kind of fun events they should be doing. I mean, so
yeah,
like,
what kind of fun events?
And this, and any thoughts or ideas on this can go a really long way. Because if you think about a sim expo, their point and purpose is very clear, and it's really cool. You get a bunch of manufacturers to bring their goods so that you can actually put your hands on things, not just trust a bunch of reviewers, but literally feel it yourself, maybe even have an opportunity to drive on gear that you're considering. It's also a gathering place. We're all sim racers. We all share the hobby. We all have friends. Wouldn't it be a shame if you went to a sim event, but you didn't realize your friends were there, or you didn't have any way of actually meeting people? It was just sort of like a normal trade show. There are ways to make this better than just E3. There are ways to make it more community and our niche hobby focus and based. And so it might be ideas on events. They're going to have an esport area. Well, they're not going to have like the pros there filling every minute of every day. That area is going to be sitting there vacant. We can come up with great events or ideas or competitions. We might be able to, create cool things for just us even. So any ideas, thoughts, again, Amir mentioned it. There's going to be some like guest speakers and things. So if there's things that you think that should be talked about or presented, maybe throw those ideas out there. And even if you think you only have a half of an idea, don't be shy, because half ideas, someone else might have the other half of the idea.
Yeah.
So maybe your fragmented idea leads to the best thing of the show for the whole time. So me and Amir both brainstorming, helping George out, think of anything that we can to do that. And or any ideas you guys have will go a long way.
Yeah. And Brendan, like, I know Sean definitely 100% will be there. Me, I'm still up in the air on that one, but it's just because it's long, it's a long travel from Europe to the States. I'm gonna try my hardest to be there. But yeah, if we can get like the whole Simpit community to be out there, enjoy, like, for us to like have a community race out there, or like just have like an after party, sit and chill and have some fun with each other. That'd be awesome, man. It'd be great. Yeah.
I don't know. We're working on getting Lance Stroll's rig there, his rig. Brian, that would be great. I will be there. I'd love to meet you, buddy. So if that's doable and you're going to come up, definitely let me know. We're not doing it today. We're not doing it yet. We are going to start putting together like a list of some sort of who from the Sim Pit. We might, we have a little extra access to this show. We're kind of helping them brainstorm idea and market. We have nothing to do with the show. We're helping them brainstorm and market, and we'll be a part of the show in multiple different ways. Anyway, we will probably do a Sim Pit event, a Sim Pit race at that esport arena. So the more people we can get from our community directly, the more we can pre-plan kind of things we want to do together. Because if you guys are going to be there, I'd love to meet you. If you're going to be there, I'd love to race with you in person. If you're going to be there, maybe we want to go out and get a bite together. Who knows? But I think we'll have a Sim Pit community and representation at this show. I know I'm going to be presenting at some point, doing something. We've talked about that. Amir might be doing something as well. We'll be doing some interviews at the show. We'll be doing some live streams from the show. So it should be pretty fun.
Definitely, man. I'm excited for it. Yeah. If we can get something worked out, that'd be great. And again, and this is what, we're asking you guys because, again, we're helping with everything here. So anything we could do to help it, make it better for the sim community, or encourage people to come out. Because we want to make this successful, right? We want to make sure, like, this isn't just a one-year thing. We want to make sure this is like a long-term thing for the sim racing community or just the sim community in general.
That we can count on every year. What's wrong with Chicago, Brandon? I mean, I mean, keep it clean, but I mean, Chicago is actually one of the cities that I'm really looking forward to going to. I've had a few stopovers in Chicago, but it, like, you know, I'm going to try to get out to 1060 West Addison. I can tell you that. September 25th-ish. Anyone know what 1060 West Addison is? Anyone? Someone's got to know. Tom Jones would know. I don't know if Tom's here. Tom would know. I guarantee you Tom would know. And not for the reason you would know, but Tom's my movie reference guy. Every time I throw out something, Tom's the one who knows the movie.
It is
1060
September 5th through the 7th.
West Addison. What is it? Come on.
You lost me.
I'm going to go there. I'm very excited. Except it's the wrong time of year. Well, no, not if they're in the playoffs. 1060 West Addison is Wrigley Field, by the way. Just, I was Google mapping it. There you go. Wrigley Field, 1060 West Addison. I will be going to Wrigley Field. I don't know if I'll be able to go to a game. I don't know if September is very late, so that would be playoffs. So we'd be talking Cubs play. If the Cubs make the playoffs, I know I can't afford tickets. So I will not be going to a game. It'll be like when I went to Boston and I went and hung out outside of Fenway. But yeah, I will. Yeah, Blues Brothers. There you go. Brandon got it. It was from Blues Brothers. That's the only reason I know the address of Chicago Wrigley Field. So it is the only reason. I was a Cubs fan when I was a kid. And
I'm not a baseball guy at all, so that's why I didn't know.
I'm not a baseball guy. You stay over there in Germany. No, I'm kidding. I don't watch any baseball until playoffs, and then I watch all of it. No, I don't. I watch a handful of teams usually. Well, I mean, like, I'm a recovering Dodger fan, right? So I'm a Dodger fan, but like I don't live in LA, so I'm like, why are you still like clinging to the Dodgers? Yeah. I've kind of written off the Rams. I've kind of written off the Lakers, but for some reason the Dodgers, and it's probably because I was a Dodgers fan as soon as I realized that I wasn't from Chicago. Yeah. That was a little league thing. I think my first baseball team might have been the Cubs. And it was like, I love the Cubs. Anyway, so, all right. So that's it. September 25th, 2025 will be Sim Expo North America. I didn't get the name right.
September 5th through the 7th.
Okay. Wait, 5th through 7th?
5th through the 7th.
Oh, not 25th. Yeah, I'll be there on the 25th, everybody.
People show up at Wrigley Stadium like, where's Sean? Oh.
Oh, man. So, all right, well, that is going to do it for today's show. Thank you for kicking off the weekend with us. I hope you enjoyed today's show and had some fun and learned a thing or two about sim racing. I know we do throw in some sim racing into this great show. And again, any thoughts or suggestions, be sure to hit us up on Discord. And be sure to tune in next week, because I think next week we will have that ATS code giveaway. I got it right here. I could show it. I could just make it a big race. I could flip this piece of paper over and just make it a race. Like, we're all racers, right? It's a race. First one to type the code into Steam wins. Everybody else is going to be like, that code is expired, dude. So, yeah, that might not work so well, Brandon. That might not work. What does Neil Peart do in the winter? I think he rides a big old, like, gull wing or something that probably has heated seats and heaters. My little bike would not. Well, I've done a September trip. Not across the Rockies into Chicago, though. Yeah. So, Illinois in September sounds a little different than California in September. So, anyway, all right, everybody. But then again, we are November, and like, I mean, it depends on the year. I mean, this year it was probably a doable trip. Next year, who knows? So, all right, I'm gonna get out there. Joe had asked about the fun. I'm gonna go play some disc golf. It's cold.
There you go.
I'm gonna go play some disc golf, and my brother has the day off, so we're gonna hang out and just be chill. Anyway, all right, that's gonna do it. Get out there, do some sim racing. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Sean Cole. That's
Another beer.
and we will see you on the track.